Welcome back. On this week's Women in Sports, we are starting with a Rock Island student who made history. On Friday, Olivia Samuelson became the first woman to score during a Rock Island varsity football game. The senior kicks for Rocky on top of playing on the school's soccer team. And you know, when we talk about making history, Angel Reese has done it again. The rookie phenomenon has shattered the WNBA's single-season rebounding record. She now has 405 rebounds and counting this season, so say what you want about her, but she is changing the game. And in tennis, Coco Gauff may be out of the U.S. Open, but she still made history. At just 20 years old, she now has 60 Grand Slam wins, joining an elite group of American women to do so. But the woman who beat her, Emma Navarro, is still in the running in the U.S. Open. The 13th seeded American is now playing in her very first Grand Slam semifinal. That match taking place on Thursday. And now we are turning to the 2024 Paralympic Games, and who better to start with than an athlete we had right here in the current studios. This morning, Sarah Adam made history as the first U.S. woman to win a Paralympic medal in wheelchair rugby. Team USA took home silver. The U.S. has medaled at every Paralympics since wheelchair rugby was added in the year 2000. And we had Sarah, who has Quad City ties, on The Current back in June, where she spoke about being the first woman ever to play for Team USA. Another first for Team USA was found on the badminton court. Teenage Dream Team Miles Krajewski and JC Simon brought home silver. They are both just 19 years old, and this is the first ever Olympic or Paralympic badminton medal for any country west of Great Britain. And of course, it was sweet, sweet victory for Rebecca Hart. This five-time Paralympian has never won a medal before until today, and after 20 years of these games, she took home gold in the para-equestrian Grade 3 individual event. She told reporters it's like she's in a dream. And now we turn to the para-triathlon. The Americans took home 8 medals across all triathlon categories, and that's the best for any country in a single Paralympic Games. One of the athletes that contributed to that total is Alyssa Seeley. On Monday, she took home bronze in the PTS2 category. This is her third medal in 3 Paralympic Games. And then there's Grace Norman. She took gold in Rio, then silver in Tokyo in the women's PTS5 category, and now this year in Paris, she's golden once again after a dominant para-triathlon performance. But we're not done yet. Haley Dans won silver in both Rio and Tokyo in the women's para-triathlon PTS2, but she was always chasing the gold. That is, until yesterday. Haley crossing the finish line a full minute ahead of the next closest competitor to finally take home gold. And in the pool, a University of Northern Iowa Panther made some history of her own. Olivia Chambers took silver in the women's 200-meter medley and gold in the women's 400-meter freestyle. She is the first UNI athlete to earn an Olympic or Paralympic medal since 1952. Also in the pool, call her supermom. Mallory Wegman won herself gold in the 200-meter individual medley and broke her own Paralympic record. This is her 4th Paralympic gold, and she did it just 17 months after having her daughter. Another record setter is Leanne Smith. Her huge performance in the women's 100-meter freestyle earned her a gold medal for Team USA and a Paralympic record. And finally tonight, the Paralympic athlete whose story is one of resilience, hard work, and a whole lot of determination. Allie Truitt is making her Paralympic debut just 1 year after losing her leg in a shark attack. In May of last year, Truitt and her friend, both collegiate swimmers, were snorkeling in Turks and Caicos when a shark charged her and eventually bit off her lower left leg. Against all the odds, the two girls got themselves out of the water and got Truitt to a hospital. And then months later, the 24-year-old was in rehab and prepping to get back in the pool. Now she's qualified for 3 Paralympic events. Her next showing for Team USA will be on Thursday in the women's 400-meter freestyle. And that'll do it for this week's Women in Sports.